I guess I am live now. Not sure. Anyway, first, since I opened this channel, it's been 15 years, 2009, right? So, and this is the first time I'm going live on my channel, and I think I'm going to do this a regular thing. So, premiere right now, and it's unannounced. It's okay. So for those who don't know what this channel is all about, it's about martial arts, especially. Hey Russ, what's going on, man? Nice to see you online. First time live, and my man Russ is on there. So yeah, I'm trying to refresh my channel, trying to do some new things. So let's have a short introduction. So, for those who don't know, my channel is all about martial arts, especially Southern martial arts, Hung-Gar-Kun in name. Hung-Gar-Kun is what I learned, what I practice, what I teach. My Sifu is Wong Chong Man in Hong Kong, and my lineage is through Wang Fei Hung, Lam Sai Wing, Wong Lei, Lam Zhou, and then my Qigong, who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, Long Kang Kong, and yeah, and my Sifu, like I said, is Wong Chong Man. So what we do here is Hung Ga Kun and Sanda as well. Sanda is the Chinese format of, let's say, stand-up fighting. So you basically fight with proper gloves, like boxing gloves, and yeah, and it has a lot of wrestling type takedowns. You know what I mean? Like single leg, double leg, stuff like that, and sweeps, obviously, and all that good stuff. But there's no ground fighting at all. So right, so it's not MMA, but it's close to Thai boxing, kickboxing, K1 stuff, But we don't focus too much on low kicks. In proper sanda, it's very difficult to do low kicks because your leg might get snatched and then you'll be the victim of a takedown. But therefore, you got to be really good. And I will say the standard in Europe isn't as good as in like Asia or maybe other countries. Sanda is still like only a little scene, I'd say, here in Germany. Not too many schools practice Sanda, which is a shame because I think Sanda is a great art of combat, like modern combat sport, sport combat. Anyway, so that's what we do, and yeah, that's what my channel mostly focuses about is Hung Ga Kun. But every now and then I'll put up some videos about other styles and befriended styles or befriended schools. Yeah, for example, I'm very good friends with a school in the Philippines, in Manila, Chinatown, Gonghan Athletic Club, and they practice Mdao Kun. Mdao Kun is or Wutsu Chuan in Mandarin, but actually in their own dialect, it's called Ngocho Kun, right? So yeah, and that's a style that I cannot say I learned it, but I learned a few sets of them. And anyway, yes, I prefer Sanda. I prefer Sanda over Muay Thai. But actually, I also like Muay Thai. I like the elbows and the knees. But I think I like them more for self defense. I think in a sport combat, elbows and knees could cause too much damage to the body, and in long term, you might get some long term injuries or damages that you don't want to have. But yeah, Sanda is nice because I love the takedowns, and it's pretty good even for self defense as well. Anyway, we have the knees and elbows in our style anyway, right? Um, yeah. So this is the martial arts side of my channel. Then the other thing I do on my channel is uh, okay, wait. I'm going to answer this question. The Wong Lei lineage is interesting compared to some of the other branches of Hong Kong. Do you know more about the origin of the lineage? Well, actually, the lineage is not that different. The only difference we have is because before Wong Lei learned Hong Ga Kun, he already learned this Night Tiger set, Ye Fu Chat Lam, and that he learned in when he was still living in China, and it's very hard to trace back where the set is coming from. So I really don't have a good answer for where that set is coming from, really. But there's a my kung fu brother Victor. He wrote a nice article, but I have to look it up if I have it somewhere or I forgot where he put it. Anyway, there's a backstory, but if you compare the set to the others, to the let's say usual Hungar sets, it's very different. It seems to have some. Well, the question is it older than Wing Chun, or is it there's a lot of questions I can't answer, but it's more on narrow stanzas and short bridges, and it doesn't look too much like Hong Kong. So that's the set that Wong Lei learned before, and then when he came to Hong Kong, he wanted to learn. Actually, he only wanted to learn weapons. He didn't want to learn any other handsets. So he went to Lam Sai Wing school, but ended up learning the whole curriculum, the whole Hungar system, hand and weapon sets. Now here is a little thing, and I'm not trying to spark up any controversial, because some of the Wong Lei lineages schools say that Wong Lei is a student of Lam Sai Wing, and others say he is a student of Lam Zhou. I think, to be honest, that he's a bit of both, because I think he's learned first from Lam Sai Wing, but Lam Sai Wing is already old, so I can't say how much he learned from Lam Sai Wing. Probably all the main the Hong Kong Sambal, the three treasures, and then because we have a lot of sets in our curriculum that Lam Sai Wing didn't teach, but only Lam Zhou teaches or did teach. For example, like no, most of the sparring sets, then some of the short sets that Lam Zhou incorporated into the system, like Lao Ga Kun. But we also have other sets like Muay Fa Kun and Wu Dip Zhang, which Lam Zhou didn't teach. So I think it's a mix. So I think Wong Lei was good friends with Chan Hong Chung Sifu, and they also must have probably exchanged some sets in a way, because I think that's where we got our Wudip Jung from, and I'm not sure, maybe even Muay Fa Kun as well, but we also have Lao Ga Kun, and some of the weapon sets, like I think all the Pekwa sets, like Pekwa Dando, and so it's a mix. Yeah, I think it probably has been like that. Yes, yes, I agree. I agree. So, but I'm not a big fan of politics, kung fu politics. So, there's a lot of even some of my videos I actually deleted again. Yes, that's right. Lao Ga Kun was adopted from Mok Ga Kun. kicking style, which focus more on kicks, not them fancy kicks, but you know, practical kicks. I think, and the Lao Ga Guan, the pole set was adapted from, if I'm not mistaken, from Southern Mantis. Yeah, and also there's so many short sets that has been incorporated into the Hungar system, and there's every form has a backstory, right? Like the mantis, bangbo. I'm not teaching that, and I learned it once, but it's nothing for me, and I also don't teach it anymore. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Chauga. There's the southern mantis Chauga family, but there's also Chauga, the other style. You know what I mean? Not the mantis Chauga. For example, we have the Wudip Songdo, the Chauga Wudip Songdo, right? The double knives, which is from the Chauga style. But I'm not talking about the southern mantis Chauga, but the other Chauga. Yeah. Right. So back to my channel. So it's mostly I started this channel originally. It was all about martial arts, but a lot of people don't know I'm also like into music, especially into hip hop music, and I'm producing. I'm a beat producer, and I'm working a lot with American artists, mostly producing new music. Full songs, hip hop, boom bap style. And I'm all over the digital platforms like Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, and whatnot. All those platforms. And there you will find me under BoFaat Beats. So it's just the name is on my channel, BoFaat, but additionally have beats with the Z at the end. Yeah, so that's where you find my music. And in the last couple of years, I started to use my channel also for my music, which probably confused a few of my followers on this channel. They are used to martial art videos, and then all of a sudden they see like American style hip hop music. But that's another passion of mine for a long time, since the 80s actually, but I've not been producing since the 80s, but I got into hip hop music in the 80s, like mid 80s. Anyway, so I'm using my channel sometimes to upload some videos or some music. Also, most of the times my videos, the background music that you hear is produced by myself. Before I had a lot of time. I mean, if you go back all the time to 2009, I was mostly using music from soundtracks or wherever fit. And the thing is, then it all started with the copyright, and I had to take down a lot of videos because of copyright problems. I mean, like the music is from whatever, from a Yip Man movie, or even if you upload. If you watched my last video when my Sifu was talking a bit, and then there's a bit when he plays the Moi Fa Song Long Do, and that at that performance they played the Wong Fei Hung song, right? The one from the movie from Once Upon a Time in China, and already even that gave me problems, so I had to cover the music with another. You can do it through the YouTube. There's like a function where you can remove a song and replace it with another song which is copyright free. So I had to do that. So that's a problem. My channel is nearly at what, 13,000 followers now. Yeah, no, we're at 12,564 right now, and it really started to grow in Corona times. I think the first year of Corona, people couldn't get out and everyone stayed at home. So what can you do, right? Watch YouTube videos, and during that time, my channel, the number of subscribers doubled. You know what I mean? Like before, I was like at 5,000 or something like that, and then a year later, I was at 12,000, and now it started to slow down again, unfortunately. But it's now at 12,564 subscribers. Still amazing, and yeah, I hope I can get more subscribers in future. I'm trying to upload more videos, and yeah, so my channel is all about this martial arts. Firstly, second, the music. Third, about traveling. I got a lot of travel videos in there too. You know, going to Philippines, Hong Kong, um, other places in Europe. You know what I mean? But this is just randomly. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna be a travel YouTube channel about traveling. But since I'm traveling, sometimes I add these videos as well. You know what I mean? But you can tell by the numbers they are not as not as many people like to watch them. So still the martial art videos that gains the most views. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then lastly, I sometimes like to uh, talk about movies. You know, what I mean, martial art movies, and I'm starting today in a minute, but yeah, that's another thing we do here on the channel, because it was the movies that actually made me interested into martial art in the first place. So yeah, it would be cool to see you review your training equipment, your gym and heavy bags, etc., and how to drill, etc. Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I I think if you watch my video, you see sometimes how we practice on the equipment or with the equipment. But if you mean to make more specified on certain equipment, that's a great idea actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why not? You know, we got heavy bags. We started to incorporate the speed ball and the double end ball, from which is, people will say, yeah, it's boxing, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, when you watch my videos sometimes, especially my sparring videos, people, not all, a lot of people, but some people be like, yeah, that's not hunga, that's not kung fu. So why you call it kung fu in the first place? And so yeah, people forget. You know, people watch one video and wanna judge my channel on one video or whatever. Yeah, bro, I love boxing too. I've been actually during COVID. I started in COVID to go to a boxing gym myself. You know, and just to, you know, also keep a little bit fit and just get my mind away from what I do. You know, I just wanted to do something, so I did that for 2 years. I went to a boxing gym nearby and trained there for a while, you know, and also to get more ideas, you know, and I'm very, how can you say, in my opinion, and it's probably gonna be not too many people gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I don't think you can really fight with only traditional martial arts in this modern world. You can self defense for sure, you know. You can self defense for sure against a grab, or someone holds you or push you or whatever. You know, if once there's a connection, there's a bridge, right? And we can work with that. And that's 100% Hong Kun works, you know, because I'm also working. I'm working as a doorman since 2010, so that's nearly 15 years since I'm back in Germany, basically, and and I can tell you it works. It works, but there's nothing that replaces proper sparring or mid work on the mids, on the heavy bag, partner drills, and you have to incorporate that kind of training methods as well, you know, because if you purely practice Hongkun, the sets, and then how are you going to drill this? You can drill single actions, but some of the actions, it's basically never going to happen in your life. You know, no one attacks you in that way that you can do that application, you know, from a set or whatever. So you have to think a little bit more modern than that, you know. So I stopped caring about people's opinion. What I know is my guys are good at forms, you know. Yes, forms are like shadow boxing. Shadow boxing is, I would say, is more free than a form, you know. But I'm also in the opinion, once you learn the whole system, you know, and you got all the forms, you know, they're like your second nature, you know, you can play them at any time. So actually, then the choreography of the forms are not really important anymore, you know, because you already have the movement, you have everything in your DNA. So the forms itself are not that important anymore. That's my opinion. But yeah, forms are still have many good attributions. They will, first of all, they will sharpen your senses, you know, because when you do the form, you focus on the form, but at the same time you learn to notice or be aware of your environment, right? About what's happening around you without looking there. You know, you do your form, your focus, but you still notice everything around you, and that you can transfer to everyday life. Like let's say you go to the city and it's packed, many people are there. You always are aware about your surrounding. So that's what forms can teach you if you practice them right. At the same time, they're a good workout. At the same time, right? I mean, you know, Hungar forms are very long and they take a lot of energy. So they are a good workout, and obviously they will refine your movement. You know what I mean? Yeah, conditioning. True, 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 true. So basically, most kung fu schools, or I don't want to say most, but a lot of kung fu schools practice forms, and but you know, we have certain conditioning in our school which are kind of enhance what you do from the movement, from the Hungar movement, like strengthen your bridges, your tendon power, you know, which is very important in Hungar. So our conditioning is very Hongkun orientated, but at the same time, when we also have Sanda, right? I have guys that actually only practice Sanda. They don't learn the forms or anything, but I incorporate single techniques from Hongkun into Sanda, right? So that makes is also nice, you know. Of course, a lot of guys don't want to learn sets anymore, which is sad. But then again, to learn sets properly takes a lot of time as well, isn't it? So some, especially the younger guys, they're in the early 20s. They're not too much into learning forms anymore. They just want to fight, you know. So we have a mix of both, but still they learn Hongkun techniques. They may not learn the forms, but they learn techniques from the forms, you know. But in the like more modern package. Yeah. Yeah, you know what that reminds me on my Qigong. You know, I'm not sure if you have you met my Qigong because you've been to Hong Kong several times. My Qigong is a very short guy. I think he was maybe, if he was 5 feet, he might be 4'9" or something like that. He's very short, you know what I mean? But his hands were almost as big, and I got big hands. I got conditioned hands, right? I do a lot of conditioning, if you say, you know, and my Qigong almost has big hands as me, you know, and I'm 6'1", and when he stood next to me, if you would stand next to me now, you wouldn't see him. You know, he was really that. He's even shorter than my wife, and so, but his hands were so big, and he told me when he was young, he was always conditioning his hands, punching stuff, and same, same as your as this Tim Witherspoon guy. You know what I mean? So yeah. My hand got crazy over these years too. You know, if you look at them, it's really it's okay. No damages. Also, only they look kind of rugged, but that's okay. Can live with that. Yeah. So yeah, we do a lot of conditioning, but to be honest, we don't do it as much as when I learned it. I learned it way harder, but I trained in my good times. I trained every day, 6.5 hours, in very hot conditions, like in Hong Kong or when I was in Asia, and it was different. I did a lot of conditioning in the Hong-Fat school in Manila, under the late George Ramos Sifu, and they did a lot of conditioning. They had a whole kind of the setup in their school was like all for conditioning the hands, and I took a lot of from their training methods into my training as well. So yeah. Unfortunately, George Ramos Sifu passed away one day after my Qigong passed away. That was crazy. My Qigong passed away on December 5, and George Ramos passed away on December 6, in the same year. I mean, in the same, just that was a crazy weekend for me. I remember that, and really took me hard. You know what I mean? But yeah, he will be always remembered, and I make sure of that. So yeah, that's all about my channel, Honga Kun, and some other styles, obviously in martial arts, Sanda. Uh, so the other thing I like to talk about is movies sometimes. And today I wanted to start actually, but now the video already went like nearly 30 minutes where we talk about martial arts. Russ, man, we have to hook up at some point again. If you ever make it over to Germany, let me know. I'm trying to get to the UK next year, but I wanted to bring my wife, and my wife needs a visa for the UK. It's kind of expensive, and then it's not even guaranteed that she will get the visa. But I think in our case it won't be too much of a problem because she's been here in Germany since a long time. Yeah, let's arrange a call soon, mate. That's a good idea. Yeah. Let's do that. Maybe we can do like a podcast together, like talk about martial arts and stuff. You know what I mean? Because you got all that boxing influence as well. And I love that. You know what I mean? And we got to talk about that Mike Tyson circus thing. The fight about Mike Tyson. Uh, yeah, for me it's no problem, but for my wife, since she's from the Philippines, is yeah, I already looked into it. I know how to get it, but she has to pay like 300 euros and shit like that. And but she has a stable job here, since more than 10 years. So it's no problem. So next year, where you at again? Was it Bristol? Anyway, we can talk about that when we talk privately. Don't have to talk about it here on this live thing. All right. So we got 30 minutes, nearly 30 minutes. I think my introduction, yeah, Bristol. All right. So I remembered right. Yeah. Um, yeah. Cool. So let's talk about movies before I stop this live. And I know you love your martial art movie as well. What do you think about Bruce Ploitation movies? I actually don't like that name, but Bruce Ploitation, that's a funny name anyway. What do you reckon about that? Because I got myself a gift earlier this year. I got that ordered that shit right here from, ah, it's showing mirrored. I don't even know how to. All right, so this is the Game of Clones box, and it contains. I open it. Yeah, Soul Brothers of Kung Fu is like one of my favorite movies. Actually, when it comes to those Bruce exploitation movies, I like Ho Chung Tao most. He's got a couple of nice movies, and yeah, there's two versions. One with a sad ending, and one with a happy ending. Yeah. So got this box. This doesn't contain Soul Brothers of Kung Fu, but it does this one, Chinatown Kid. That's a Fu Sheng movie, isn't it? For Shaw Brothers movie. Anyway, this here has a nice booklet. This box with a lot of nice like posters and articles about all those Bruce Lee movies, and then even has a. Now this is like what Ho Chung Tao looks now. Yeah, he's still practicing martial arts with some students. He lives in Taiwan. Yeah. Also, it contains a lot of movies. I think 12 movies altogether. This box, and all movies are remastered. And there's like one movie which was very hard to find. A lot of people was looking for this. It's called Big Boss 2. It's not the one with Dragon Lee. That's the one with Bruce Lee. I don't even know how you say their names. You know, Bruce Lee. the the short guy was really ripped. But I like Ho Chung Tao most, like I said. So yeah, it has a lot of movies. 12 movies, and all remastered, and then it has a special. It's like a documentary on the Bruce exploitation era, and has a lot of interviews with those guys, Ho Chung Tao, Bruce Lee, Bruce Lai, Bruce Lee, Bruce Low, whatever, you know, all of them. Very interesting, very nice made, you know. And then all the clones of Bruce Lee, Enter the Three Dragons, Enter the Game of Death, Goodbye Bruce Lee, The Dragon Lives Again, Bruce and the Iron Finger. Bruce and the Iron Finger is actually a movie with Ho Chung Tao. And it kind of reminds me on that movie of Donnie Yen. What was the name? Kung Fu, when he always has the shit, forgot the names. What was it called? One of Donnie Yen's movie when he always has like duels with other martial artists. No. This one guy is killing all the martial art teachers in Hong Kong. What was it called? Something, forgot the name. Anyway, the movie with Ho Chung Tao, the story is kind of similar, you know. Nice movie. Anyway, I only can, if you're a fan of Bruce exploitation movies, I recommend that one. That's it for the movies today. Yes, I think he learned gymnastics first, and he started to learn martial arts when he got into movies, I think. Because if you watch his movies, his first movies, he kind of looked awkward when he does martial arts, especially his kicks. And with the time, they got better, and everything got better. So, but his early movies, martial art wise, sucks, really, to be honest, you know. But he was the best guy out of the whole bunch, acting wise. He could act better than some of the other dudes, you know. So yeah, he must have learned some Wing Chun, because in later movies you see, I think he does something on the wooden dummy, and yeah. And since he was always playing Bruce Lee type of characters, he probably had to learn some Wing Chun, you know. Yeah. So yeah, man. Give me a shout, bro. Let's have a chat one of these days. And other than that, Gold Connection. Yes, 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 yes. I know that one. Gold Connection is actually also a nice one, nice movie. And then there's this one called um, what was it called? Yeah, his kicks were getting better, but watch his first movies, like the really from like 74 or 75. The kicks really awkward at that time, so his kicks got better with the time, definitely. Yeah. um there's one movie where what's his name, lee lee hoi san, you remember lee hoi san, who was actually a Wing Chun practitioner. In that movie, he actually used White Crane style. It was called The Three Avengers. I think The Three Avengers, something like that. And I think this is one of the best Ho Chung Tao movies, and that really deserves a proper remastered, digitalized or whatever version. Because that one, uh, here in Germany, you can only find it on VHS tape. Yeah. Anyway, one more time, get this one if you're interested into Bruce exploitation movies. There's a lot of extras on it, and this is really heavy. But it comes with a good price as well. But I had to get that one. Yeah, I love martial art movies from the 70s too. I mean modern type martial art movies, like which shows the modern Hong Kong from the 70s with that funky music and the clothes and all that stuff. I like those kind of movies. Anyway, all right. Let's shut this off. Let's shut this down. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I have to figure out how that video will stay online. But yeah, expect more videos, martial art related. I'm gonna make more videos inside our school here, our training methods, forms, old school videos. I still got a whole lot of old videos from Lam Joe's birthdays and other stuff, and I have to always check what I put online, because there's some strange acting dudes sometimes. But yeah, mostly I will only release videos that's related to our lineage, so nobody can say anything. All right then. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Subscribe. Hit the like button. I really don't care. Anyway, have a nice one.